Hey guys, another session on digital marketing. So in the last few weeks, we had discussed about the various steps of setting up marketing strategy. We talked about goal setting, our audience identification, marketing channels, media content, and last week we had also discussed about measuring and analyzing result. In that context, we had discussed about email campaign metrics. We talked about open rate, click-through rate, bounce rate and unsubscription rate and all of the other metrics that are out there. This week we'll be continuing further on more such metrics. Specifically, let's start off with micro and macro conversions. Micro conversions are basically events that indicate that target audience is moving towards an intended objective, whereas macro conversion is an event that indicates that the target audience has fulfilled the intended objective. So, for example, let's say you want to increase your sales purchase by say 20%. Now that's your larger marketing goal or business goal. So this is like a macro conversion. It's like a big. It's the overarching objective. The micro conversion would be something like let's say you are doing this over an email campaign. You are running an email campaign and you are wanting to increase your purchases by let's say 20%. Now you are doing a email campaign, right? So the macro conversion would be the users using the email channel to ending up making a purchase. So that is what you're going to track. Whereas what a micro conversion would be, incremental open rate or click-through rate. These would be what you call as micro conversions. These, just because a user has clicked on your link, let's say a user has opened the email, they clicked on a link and they reached the landing page of the product, they saw the product but they didn't end up buying it. So it means that you have actually done the micro conversion, but on the macro conversion front it has not happened. So that you see is how what it actually does, it helps you to understand where the customer journey is breaking in. That way you can do more targeted reach out to the customers. The next metric we are going to talk about is A/B testing. A/B testing is basically used to compare two variants of the same content to determine which variant yields better results. The details of the test will include a hypothesis, the asset being tested, duration of the test, number of users per variant, and the metrics for success. So let's take an example. Let's say that since we were talking about email campaigns, let's say you ran an email campaign and you saw that the conversion, people are not opening mails as much as you thought they would, or maybe they are opening but they're not exactly doing the intended action that you want them to take. So like we discussed in the previous, so let's say the micro conversion is happening, people are actually opening the email but they are not really clicking on the link, or they are not purchasing. So what you basically start off with when you're doing an A/B test is you say that, okay, I will create a variant to this product. It means, let's say first of all you have 10,000 users. Let's say you have 10,000 users database, email IDs, and you're sending them mails. Now you will do something like you will split the users into 5,000 and 5,000. You will send the 5,000 users the same mail that you are typically sending all the time, but for the other 5,000 you will send a variation of that mail with only one element changed. You will not be changing multiple elements, because then you wouldn't be able to get the intended result, but you will change just one element in this. So it starts off with a hypothesis that, okay, our email open rate has not increased over the past 1 month, or it has decreased over the past 1 month, maybe because we are not putting the right headline in the email itself. So the email headline itself will be changed in one variant, and a new it will be sent to those 5,000 users, and in another variant no such changes will be made, and it will be sent to another user, the other 5,000 users. Maybe like maybe one set of 5,000 users will be sent with header in black, another set of 5,000 users may be sent in a header in red or green or some other variant. Basically the point is you just change one variant. This is the hypothesis. If the open rate is what is being discussed, then you'll change the subject. If let's say the click-through rate is what is being hypothesized, then you will change the way the link is placed. Maybe you will change it to a different color. Maybe you will make it more highlighted. Maybe you'll change the color. You'll change the text font, various things. But it should be only one variation at a time, so that you can actually measure what is happening. And basis that, you will, let's say, you will once you decide on the hypothesis, once you decide on okay what is the asset that you're going to test it on, here in this case email, you will now run the duration. How long are we going to actually do this? And let's say you run a campaign for another month, and then you see now you have 5,000 users. You're running this campaign for a full month, and then you will decide okay what is the success metric. It depends on what the hypothesis was. Let's say the open rate is what was the hypothesis, is the issue, then probably the open rate is what will be the success metric. Or maybe the click-through rate was what the issue, then you will see the click-through rate, and that is how you decide what to use as a metric for success. And basis whatever outcome you see, you will do a further testing, or else you will upgrade to the new way of sending emails. So that is what you call as an A/B testing. You can do it on a lot of social media. You can Facebook provides these options. The same option is also there for Google Analytics. You can try on various other of these analytics tools out there. The next metric that we are going to discuss about is return on ad spend. So return on ad spend is basically the incremental in sales minus whatever you had spent, and versus the cost. Let's say you have launched a new product, and you had typically you see that this product over the last 3 months had done some sales of, let's say 10 lakhs. Let's say it sold amount worth 10 lakhs, and then you decide okay, we want to see increment in sales. Maybe you're not satisfied, you think that there's more potential. So let's say you run an ad campaign for, let's say, for another 3 months, and you want to see the results. So the last 3 months you had done sales for 10 lakhs. Now you run an ad campaign for the next 3 months, and you want to you see that the sales has gone up to 20 lakhs, let's say. So in the last 3 months, so what has happened when the ad was being run was you have seen an increment in your sales by 10 lakhs. So your formula is like 10 lakhs minus your ad spend, whatever that amount was. Let's say you spent 2 lakhs on that. So 10 lakhs minus 2 lakhs divided by 2 lakhs, right? So which comes down to 4 measurement. So that, you see, is how you measure return on ad spend. Any return on ad spend above 1 is a good indicator of success. Below 1 means that you are actually spending more than what you are getting a return on those sales. Next formula we're going to discuss about the metric is return on investment. Return on investment can be measured in 2 ways. The first one is similar to what we did with return on ad spend, whereas here the difference is instead of the ad cost alone, you will also look at the entire investment that you had made. So let's say you launched a product, right, and instead of now thinking only about the ad cost, what was the cost of production of that product? That also needs to be included in your investment, and that, you see, is how you will decide if you have increased your your return on investment is coming out positively or not. You want return on investment typically happens to be smaller than return on ad spend as a metric, because your investment amount always comes out to be higher than simply the ad spend, right? So that is how you measure return on investment. But there's also another way. So for example, let's say you cannot keep measuring the investment for a brief period of time. For example, let's say in the previous return on ad spend we discussed how we are running an ad for 3 months, whereas investment is something that comes from over a period of time. So that's why we have something called as lifetime value. Lifetime value is the duration of the product that that the returns could be made on. So let's say I have invested 10 lakhs in buying a machinery, and then I am producing units from it. Now I want to make sure that the units that I produce are over the lifetime. I won't want to think over the next 1 month, next 3 months, or next 1 year, right? Because I want to make sure that over the lifetime, whatever products I'm producing should make up for my investment and break even and give me profits. So that, you see, is another way of measuring a lifetime value. I have used the manufacturing as a context, but it can be pushed into other industries as well. Thank you.